Hey guys, welcome to Overland Expo and welcome to another episode of What Are They Up To Now. I'm here with Kyle from Out of Spec Reviews, and I'm just going to let him kind of jammer about what he's talking about. I'm staying at his house, so thank you very much for one.
You're a guest in my basement.
It's fun. It's like, I call it the dungeon. It's not a dungeon, but it's got this whole downstairs suite. It's got TV. It's got a great bed, the shower.
Shower rocks. Best shower literally in the business. It's
insane.
amazing.
So much where I found it on Amazon. It's already shown up at my house when I get back there. So thank you again.
Yeah.
I talked to you yesterday and you said you're just super excited about this. And I thought he was kidding, guys, but he was absolutely enamored about this, right? Tell me about that.
Yeah, so overlanding is like my favorite passion. So
yeah.
I just like the extremes of what you can do with a vehicle.
Yeah.
Whether it's going off-road as hard as possible or on track as hard as possible, road trips to remote locations, or just even sitting in city traffic, testing driver assistance systems. So this is a new area, not necessarily new. Overlanding's been a real big thing for, let's say, 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
It's really just kind of ramped up. But it's a new area for most people to basically explore their automotive enthusiasm.
Right.
And for me, as being a technology enthusiast as well as an automotive enthusiast, I love diesel, I love gas, I love electric. I thought it was interesting that, you know, I wanted to at least tell the story of what's possible with an electric truck, going out in the middle of nowhere and going on trips and doing interesting things and building it up with your sick rack. So we should talk about what we've done here in a little bit.
One thing on that, the transition, before we talk about that, that couple here, you know, latter stages of life. We had an event out there at King of Hammers.
Yeah.
48, maybe 50 Rivians, Teslas raised up with some tires, and the capability of these trucks are incredible. People don't know that, and these are all walks of life, never been overlanding. And it's cool to see that you're grabbing people from, you know, every spectrum coming out here to do this in these trucks, and they're super capable. And what we've done as a company, and as you now know, is that we'll outfit as a great chassis, and out there, the 340 vendors that are here at your beck and call, anything could fit on this rack. It's a great chassis. So with that, let's talk a little bit about that and maybe what you like about it.
Yeah, well, actually, maybe I don't think I told the story. So Sam and I have done like an hour-and-a-half long video. Sorry, we're just doing a quick recording here. Sam and I have done like an hour-and-a-half long video on our Out of Spec Reviews channel, discussing, you know, the whole entire build. But I don't think we ever really talked about the beginning stages of, I just, you know, got texts and calls and, you know, tagged in forums of people that saw this rack on a truck and were like, dude, you need to go meet this guy. And so I just sent you an Instagram message, and then now we've become friends and all that. You know, that's the way the business goes. But I just love the grassroots nature of this.
People like that I call, and I've always said that I pick up the phone morning or night, Saturday, Sunday. I do work Saturday and Sunday. I'm sick, but I enjoy it so much, and I get an enjoyment and a complete fulfillment. Well, I get calls now. We just shipped the R1S racks. And I get calls, dude, I got my rack on. It's great. And can we add this? Didn't I tell you? Can I say I told you so, right? But it's just fun. It's very endearing. People are happy. And I got to tell you, the people in this community are far better than any community that I've been involved with. It's insane how fun they are and genuine they are.
Yeah, Rivian owners in general, where you're really dealing with, you know, a different class of person, at least today, with electric overlanding. These are technology-focused people that have, you know, an extra money in the bank. These are not cheap trucks. They're 90 grand. You know, they went out of their way to get a vehicle that on paper can't do as much as a diesel truck in terms of range and everything. So this is, you know, probably an extra vehicle or an additional vehicle for a lot of people. And so it's a totally different type of clientele than a Tacoma owner in general. Now, there is some crossover, of course, but, you know, the ability for someone to write a check for crazy accessories is much higher with a Rivian.
Well, I'll tell you though, they appreciate the fact of the well thought out. I get two things unsolicited: passionate, because I always say I jump through the.
You found your calling.
And then well thought out. So they appreciate the fact that we have port adapters that are 5-axis mill that you have to actually work and make. You know, to get in here and do that's a billet piece. It takes an hour and 15 minutes to make one part, and it's off to anodizing and a few other things. They appreciate the technology of having rib nuts placed so you don't have to drill holes, and they geek out. And what I enjoy, even with the R1S and the R1T, they can build it themselves. house, and they feel like a sense of accomplishment. And I get this badge when they call me and say, I built it myself and in my garage. Let me send you pictures.
I mean, you had Alyssa in here building it with you.
Oh, she was awesome.
Yeah, it really worked out great. And so, you know, what we've done is basically use the racks for the intentional purpose at the moment, which is this is our base to then build on.
Absolutely.
And so we're going through a round of testing a whole bunch of rooftop tents to figure out what's the one we want to recommend to Rivian owners. Everyone does iCamper. Maybe that is the best choice, but let's try everything before we recommend it. You know, going with the orange accents with the lights in here. We went kitted out on this thing, which is crazy. We need to figure out what accessories we need to mount here. It's very early stages for this build.
Well, one of the things you encouraged me on, which thank you for, is that creating a kit for the viewers out there. For instance, we reacted pretty fast. Within 3 days, we needed an 8-inch riser.
Right, because my thing was, you know, when everyone said you're going to put a big tent on your vehicle, you know, you could go for an iCamper 3.0 Mini. Right. Well, I'm like a big dude. There's always someone, like I got dogs. Like I don't, like I want a big tent. You know, if I'm going to be sleeping in this, otherwise I'm going to pull the Sprinter up and the tent's never going to be used. Right. And so everyone was like, well, just lay it out the back. And I'm like, that's not the look.
Looks ugly.
And so, you know, we came up with an interesting solution in just a few hours, basically, which is these 8-inch risers. And we probably went a little bit overboard.
Yeah,
but
it's okay,
7-inch.
You can slip something underneath there, tables.
We can still do, definitely there's another inch of room under here, which is fine. Good for airflow, actually.
Absolutely.
And now I can actually put a full truck length up here if I wanted to, or I could put Max Tracks or something crazy up front.
Containers, storage, recovery gear, all the things that you would find in Overland. And so again, chassis, real chassis rich, we'll call it. This here is a chassis you can build most anything on. Inside Molly panels, and again, you get as much of the gear out as possible from outside and put it on the top of your truck and inside, and keep it outside of the bed.
Well, and there's two benefits that I like about this rack. I've seen, up until I saw your rack, most of the racks I saw came to about here. Right. And they would block your rear view visibility. Right. And so everyone was doing that for range was the main concern. But actually, what I found, and just doing some CFD analysis and some other things, like you really, that's the worst place to put it for range. You really want the air to come up here. Yeah. And so also I get full rear visibility, and I can still put a full set of wheels and tires in the back.
Absolutely.
Which for me is so important.
We did a variant test with a client of mine in San Diego. Yeah. In traffic, on traffic, road, freeway, all the above, added above, with and without the tent. And like you said, it's the worst place for it because everything is low, it's best. But aerodynamics says when it comes off here, where does it go? Right into the face of that tent. Right. So getting that up, again, you've got airflow, you've got visibility, so...
Yeah, my range hasn't really suffered really at all with this. I mean, I think actually the top area is doing way more for range impact than the bed rack. Yeah. And so when everyone asks, should you do bed rack or roof, I think you start bed rack. Sure. And then you can expand up to the roof rack if you feel like you need the extra capacity or the look or whatever you're going for. But this is the real magic right here. Yeah. I love this product.
Thank you. Yeah. Super solid. Our strongest rack to date is this. Same geometry, shrunk down from the large size truck, so it's less leverage on it. It's just super tight, super strong. You know, everything's USA made, in stock right now, and we like to turn things over about probably every 3 to 4 weeks, have inventory pushes. So if you guys want something, it's in stock, USA made. We control all in-house, so we're doing good with it. And I guess what we like, thank you for the experience too, because that's what I'm getting from people that call me up and say, Sam, from when the pallet shows up, custom box, stickers all over it, say protect me. Yep. They're just like, wow, this is why I did this. And these guys that are engineers, they appreciate every aspect of that experience. I get more comments about how it packaged and showed up because a lot of vendors aren't doing that.
Sure, sure. Well, I mean, you're just, you know, you're dealing and providing the very top 5% of service. Yeah. It's not the cheapest rack out there, but you get a lot more for your money. You get something so sturdy. I mean, I've hung off of these things before and it hasn't budged an inch. Yeah. You know, the DCE locks that they have here are amazing. It's all well thought out. I still have access to my gear tunnel. Truck's actually unlocked, but here we go. I can hit it, get access to my gear tunnel. Everything works great.
And back here, we made provisions on the other side. And also from a serviceability standpoint, we offset the panel here so you can get an Allen wrench behind this one bolt. Yep. Take this off, take those off, lift the whole rack off, take it in for service within 20, 30 minutes.
It's 8 bolts and it's off.
Off.
Yeah, and actually even our Rivian service center here are pretty cool in Colorado.
Well, that's good.
They're open to this stuff. So anyway, I can't thank you enough for the rack and everything.
My pleasure.
But I really do love it. It's been amazing.
Thank
Yeah, it's been fun being friends. I mean, literally, you know, we've done so much together already.
I know.
There's more to do, more adventures.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, to your viewers who are on the fence about, you know, which rack to go for, I mean, you really have cornered the market for Rivian, at least. I can't speak to all the other trucks. I'm not so familiar. But at least in the Rivian market, it's just, you just go this. This is the option.
I appreciate that. Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for the room for the week. Thanks again.
Of course.
And thanks for watching another episode of What Are They Up To Now. Take care, guys. Wait, do our famous.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to do the out of spec pose.